Hello guys, welcome to Bonquisitive Take. So today we will be continuing from where we left off, and this is also because of one comment that I got. So in one of the previous videos, I talked about why running an LLM in local systems, basically running an LLM locally, is beneficial. And we also saw how Ollama can help in that, how easily you can run models like DeepSeek, Llama 3.2, or like any open source models through Ollama, right? And so basically today we will be going slightly ahead of that. If you have not seen the previous video, I'll ask you to watch that so that like you have more context. So basically, I won't repeat, but we have seen how Ollama can be used, and once you have installed Ollama, you can just in your command prompt or terminal, you can just you can see whether it's installed or not. Just writing Ollama, and you should see something like this. And whether you have some model already available or not, you can just do pool Ollama pool, and you get that particular model. If you just use the tag, which models are available, you can directly search in Ollama models itself. Uh, yeah, just the models. This is for Llama 4. But yeah, for any model, you can see like, okay, if you want a specific tag, you know which one to use. Basically, these are the model tags, right? And you can just write Ollama pool, and basically that will be the way to run, or Ollama run DeepSeek R1. Okay, so I won't go into details of that. Just one thing that some people say. So, say for example, if you just type Ollama, and if you just click on the app, you won't see anything. Okay, so this is not an error. This is nothing. You won't see anything. If you go to your system tray, which is on the right hand side bottom corner of your screen, if you are in Windows, you would see Ollama being there. Okay, and you can quit it from there. You can view the logs. So basically, Ollama is running silently, to be very honest. So you can just go here and you can actually use Ollama from the command line tool, command prompt, basically. So here, if I just do Ollama list, you can see like Llama 3.2 is already there. So when I will say Ollama run, it requires me to give the tag as well. So Llama 3.2. And it started. As you can see, it's asking me send a message, and I can ask it like, can you let me show you one thing why sometimes it might not be the best way to use it, because as programmers or as developers, most of you probably, if you are a programmer or a developer, you are very comfortable working with the command prompt. But for a lot of people, this may not be the best way to use it, because it's not the UI is basically not that much great, right? So a lot of people may have some problem, and especially if you have different type of text in your response of the LLM, it might also create some problem. So just to see that, let me put some prompt. Can you help me providing some code? Let me just to sum up the first 25 prime numbers. Anyway, just something random. Okay. And if I ask that, it's very fast. But as you can see, everything basically comes in command prompt only. This part is in Python, and it's just written as like this, because this is the raw response that the LLM provides. And if you have worked on developing any product with LLM, even if you are using any API, like I have worked with both Gemini, OpenAI, Claude APIs, even Llama API, hosted APIs. In those scenarios, we actually have to parse the response so that it can be used in a downstream process. If you want to use that response somehow, even if it is just for visualization purpose, you have to parse this response, because by itself it's very raw, it's very textual. It comes like this, right? So it's not very as I said, like UI friendly. It's not very UI friendly. So what can you do for that? Okay, let's just write by for now. What can you do for that? So there is something which is there to help you in this. Let me write that down. So basically, there's something called Web UI, Open Web UI, which can actually help you. And this is also it can be used. It is open source and it is self-hosted, so it can be used along with Ollama to get a good UI for using LLMs. And today in this tutorial, you get the problem like why using Ollama in a command prompt in a terminal may not be that good in terms of filling it, like in terms of visualizing it, in terms of seeing the results. So, and we will now see how you can use Open Web UI along with it. Okay. So first, what you can do is just search for Open Web UI, and this is the website Open Web UI. If you have just written Open Web UI, you should get it as the first one, and you can just click on it and see here get Open Web UI. So this is the GitHub page. I want to go to the documentations, which should be here, I guess. Yeah. So this is the documentation docs.openwebui. And if you go to getting started, quick start. Okay, yeah. So we will actually try two methods. One is through Docker and the other one is Python. I don't have UV, so I will try the VNV one. Okay. So let's try with Python. So again, it depends. Like, how do you choose? Like whether to go with Docker or Python and some environment management. So it depends based on your level of expertise with programming languages. So if you are comfortable with Python, I would always say go with Python. You obviously have to manage the environment yourself, like actually installing things in your virtual environment and everything. You have to do that. But otherwise, you have more control. Docker is more used like if you do not want to manage all the environment but still want that standalone application kind of a thing. That's when we use Docker. Sometimes we use it to kind of sandbox our application as well. Anyway, I won't go into details, but basically these two options are very like viable for any users. If you are not that programmatically inclined, you can just go for Docker, and I will show you both of these methods. So let me start with Docker because I think that would be the easier one to start off. And as you can see, there are just two methods that is written. Like first, you have to pull the image, Docker image from the GitHub container registry, and then you have to run the container with this command. And if you have like if you want GPU support, then you have to like have some GPU all flag as well, right? So you can start with that. Just remember you have to have the Docker install, and what you can do is you can directly go to Docker desktop and you can actually install Docker desktop, which is actually very cool. Okay, so once you have Docker installed or Docker desktop installed, especially for those who are working in Windows, Docker directly installing it might be slightly difficult, slightly I would say complex. So just using Docker desktop would be like a better option. Okay, and you would get option of like how to install in Docker desktop on Windows as well. So assuming you have Docker installed, now it becomes very easy. Now let's say just open the command prompt here. I have the command prompt, just clear everything out. Okay, now I should have Docker installed, right? So you can see like whether Docker installed or not. If you just write Docker, it should be come with all these help like help commands and everything. Like what are the commands that you can use? What are the arguments and stuff like that, right? So management commands and everything. So everything comes as that means like I have Docker installed. Okay, or you can try with the version Docker hyphen version as well. Anyway, let's clear my screen. Now since I have Docker installed, what they're saying, I have to pull this image, Docker pull WebUI main. So just copy this. So I have already tried this. So I will still do because it will see that I have already pulled. So hopefully it will not take time downloading. And as you can see, it's already pulled. So for you, it might download the image. So you might see something like being downloaded, and afterwards you should see something like this. Okay, so image is up to date. Since I have already pulled it, that's why it says pulling from this, and then it's already up to date, because this is also the command for like pulling the latest changes as well. Anyway, once I have it, I can also see what's, so you can directly run this if you do not have GPUs. But say for example, in my case, I have 4070 GPUs, RTX 4070. So I'll run this using GPU support. So this is a Docker run command, is very like it's very like universal for any image that you have, any container that you want to run. Usually -d is basically it's running in a detached mode. So you put -d flag when you do not want the terminal to be busy with that command itself. It's in a detached mode, so it will run, and it will also exit that process in a way so that the terminal is not busy basically. Then it's basically port matching, like -p kind of does port matching. Then something WebUI auth, okay, auth equals to false. You can also like do, yeah, sorry, disabling login. Okay, so we should do this so that you do not have to log in, right? And then, or you can do this if it is in a machine where you want some authentication being there. You can do this, or you can do this as well, right? I think let me do this along with this. Anyway, so I should do this, but I should also have -c WebUI all equals to false. Let's see whether it works or not. If not, we will just do the using GPU support directly. Okay. -d, you can see the whole thing. WebUI CUDA, GPUs all. Let me actually also add the other tag for not being login. -e. I can't see everything. Okay, WebUI underscore auth equals to false. Let's just check once. It looks all right. Oh, GPUs should be all. I have written it. Okay, all was with GPU. Minor mistake. You can go ahead without these changes as well. You can directly just take this one and start. I just want the CUDA one to be like, yeah, I want to run it with GPUs and also without any login. And there is some help already in use. You have to remove the container. So I've actually already created this. So it should work for you. So you can just directly run it. Why I got an error? Because I actually have done this previously. That's why it's already engaged. So this container, as you can see here, the container name is already in use. If I do not provide the name, then it would have been fine, because then it would just start this one only. Okay. So this is the thing. Let me pull up Docker desktop as so that I can see. Yeah, yeah. As you can see, here are the two images that got pulled. So anyway, if you want to see, if you have already Docker desktop, you should see these two containers. And this container basically is the which one was the Conda one? I do not remember, but anyway, it will both be basically installed when you basically run this command. Since I already like engaged it, that's why it kind of came a conflict, but it should work for you. Just copy it from this page, just copy this line or this line, whichever is basically the case for you, and it should work fine. It should take some time because it will basically download the Docker image, the Docker containers, all the images inside the container and everything, but it should work directly. Okay. So then you open this Docker desktop, and it's very easy. Now you don't need this. You can directly start the container from here as well. And yeah, it's running. I think you should need to run this at the same time. And now, when you open this localhost 3000, it's open directly. So I actually did it with authentication previously. That's why there's an authentication that you can see, like active user, sign out, and everything. It might ask you to kind of create that admin account, which it did for me. So if you have done this way, let me show you. So if you have done this with GPU support without disabling login, so there's an option to disable login, right? If you have not done this, then you would have a prompt to kind of provide an admin account You would need to just provide your name, email address, and password. That's all. It's easy to set up, and then you would be in a this kind of, and this is running locally. This is what you should understand. This is running locally. It's not connecting to anything, any external server. So all the benefits of Ollama is still there, and it automatically detected that Llama 3.2 is there. Okay, it automatically detected that. And if I want to add a model, can I add a model from here directly? Let's see. Let's try DeepSeek R1. You see here they provide me an option, pull DeepSeek R1 from Ollama. So it is already connected with Ollama, and you should directly get these options. And now I can guarantee you, like since it's already pulling Llama 3.2 directly, if I go here and if I just say Ollama PS, which I showed previously that it shows the processes, it will actually, it didn't come. Okay, that's slightly strange. But say I say something like this. Okay. Model not selected. Okay. Let me just remove this model. Now, will it work? It will connect with it. Okay. It now connected. So now if I do Ollama PS, yeah, it should work. So usually, like, yeah, if it is not like if I'm not using it, so it kind of goes away. Now here's the good part. See, this is like this Open Web UI. It kind of provides you with a beautiful interface where the code is parsed in a different way. So this is the response that came. The code HTML is like parsed in a different way. There's CSS, there's JavaScript. Not only that, it also like actually provided me with a preview, something that you can see in Claude artifacts or Canvas in Gemini or ChatGPT. Similar kind of thing is also provided here, which is great, right? So it not only it provides me with the response, it actually comes, it's wrapped up in a very nice GUI. So this is why Open WebUI has become so popular, because it's a self-hosted option. First of all, it's completely local, nothing is going outside, but still you get the feeling of a very enterprise kind of looking as enterprise looking software. So this is why you can use it. Okay, so this is you can use it as much as you want and as many ways as you want. See here, you have all the options of uploading files. I think it is for voice mode. So everything is there. Everything is there. You can provide everything. You can also do code, execute code for analysis. Okay, this is great actually. Like I think you can you like if I write a Python code, I think even it can execute that Python code even. Let me try that. Can you provide code for just give the same thing, sum of 100 prime numbers in an efficient algorithm. Okay, and you see how fast it is because like Ollama is super fast and it's running locally, so it's very fast. The great thing is, as you can see here, I have an option to run it as well. That I can run and see how fast it's actually coming in, right? So this is truly great. This is truly great because you get a very good UI where you have all these options and they have done some problem anyway, but that this problem is basically because Llama 3.2 didn't provide the right response. Anyway, any LLM that you are using, you can regenerate again, you can have continued response and everything is already there. So this is actually a great tool. If you do not want to use Ollama from the command line, you can always just use this Web UI, Open Web UI. Now I'll just show you one thing. Let me actually close this Docker because again, you may or may not want to do it from Docker all the time. Let me stop this. Let me stop this as well. Yeah, both are stopped. And just to show you it's completely stopped, if I just refresh it, you would see like, yeah, it stopped. Right? I just stopped the containers and that's why you are not getting any response back. Okay. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about was there's another way. If you are a developer, you should be very comfortable with any programming language, especially like something like Python. So you can also actually use Python, and it's as they have also mentioned, and it's anyway you should always, like, for this kind of thing, any kind of project, you should always maintain a separate virtual environment for it. UV is something new in the game, which has come. Conda means Anaconda. A lot of people use Anaconda for their data science and AI stuff. I'm still like I like the old thing, like VNV virtual environments is still my thing. So what I will do is use VNV for this virtual env. If you have used Python 2, you know virtual env was there. It's got upgraded into VNV, which comes like automatically comes. But anyway, you can use UV or other stuff as well. But let me also show you how you can do it with virtual environments. So this is something very like very generic, like how to set up a virtual environment and all. And this is the one. So there's a PyPy package which you can install using pip. So there's something called Open WebUI, and you can directly install it, and you can start the server by calling Open WebUI server. Easy enough, right? Let me do it for you. So let me clear the screen. Okay. Before doing it, since I have actually already done this process once, there's just one thing that I wanted to mention. It is slightly complex. Your system should be updated enough, and it should also have Visual C++ build tools installed, because I got some error with build tools which was outdated. So I needed to actually install and like basically update my Microsoft C++ build tools, which is easily, like, you can actually just search for Microsoft Visual Microsoft. Yeah, it came. visualstudio.microsoft.com/visual cpp build tools. So this is something that you should do. Just go to download build tools, and you will have a installer. Just follow along, and that installer will install the latest version of build tools for you. Okay, and this is basically required if you want to build the application through Python. Just saying that before even starting, I just wanted to mention this so that you do not get scared by the error when it comes. Okay. Anyway, so in Python, so just this is my Python version 3.12, a latest one. I won't say latest one. Even Python 3.13 is in the order. Anyway, one of the latest versions. So this is also something that you would require a Python. I think it should be greater than 3.11. Anyway, just ensure that you have like a latest Python version. Now, this is something that you might know already. If you want, you should like use a virtual environment, and to create a virtual environment, what you do Python -m, and then write venv, and then you basically write the name of the virtual environment. Say, for example, some name like expenv, something like this. Okay, and you just run it. I won't run it because I already have a virtual environment where I have installed it, so I just I won't run it. But you just run Python -m venv expenv. So expenv is basically anything that you want to provide. So this is the name. So anything you want as the name of the virtual environment, you can put it over here. And if you have like multiple version of Python, so instead of Python, you might have to write the specific version. Like, say, for example, you have Python 3.12 as well as Python 3.11 or 3.11, and you want this virtual environment in Python 3.11. So you have to do that, like Python 3.11, then -m venv. Okay. So since I have only one Python version, I do not have that problem. I can just directly write Python, and the system will understand which Python I am referring to. Okay, so you do that. Now, since I already have this environment, you can see like I have already created an environment just before this recording. So what I would do is, and you have to also do, is activate this environment. After you have created the environment, as I have shown you, you have to activate the environment. What's the way to activate this? It's slightly different in Windows and Linux. And Linux and Mac is basically the same way, where you do source bin and then go to the location of the environment and just do activate there. Whereas here, you have to go inside this expenv, which is the environment folder, under which you should have something called scripts, and under which you should have something called activate. Where is activate? Yeah, you should have something called activate. And once you just do it, it will be activated. And how would you understand that it's activated? Because before my prompt, you would see the environment is written inside a parenthesis. So this is how you understand, right? We are under this environment. Okay. Okay. Now it's easy, right? Now it's easy because now we just have to see what was the command again. Okay. Pip install Open WebUI. Just this thing. Nothing else. You can just run this. Go back to my terminal and run this. So since I have already installed it, you would see like it's requirement already satisfied and all. But it will take some time. There are so many things that would be there. So it will take some time to install, and you can see like there are so many libraries that will get installed. Okay, so just like be patient, and it will be installed. And as you have already seen, I have to just write Open WebUI serve, right? Yeah, Open WebUI serve, and it should work. Open WebUI. Oh, I did a mistake, right? I did a spelling mistake. Open WebUI serve. And yeah, as you can see, it's starting. It's taking some time. It's looking into things. Yeah, it's downloading a few things as well over here. Some models on NX format. PyTorch model.bin. Yeah, let's just wait for a couple of more minutes. I'll fasten this process afterwards. Anyway, now I think it's running because as you can see, started server process command is also there waiting for application startup. And if I remember correctly, as they have written, so if you are doing it from Docker, it's 3000, but if it is a Python deployment, then it's 8080, right? So let me actually go there. Localhost 8080, and voila, it's running. So as you can see, again, it's directly understood that I have Llama 3.2 for myself. And yeah, just see whether it's working or not. Yeah, it's working. Initially it takes some time, and this is probably because when it's not working, Ollama is kind of released from the RAM, so it just takes probably 1 or 2 seconds to kind of load it again. But once it's loaded, you can see like if I just put another question, it's coming instantaneously, right? So once it's loaded, it's very fast, Ollama. And this is something that I have noticed a lot. Like the performance increment is like huge. And as you have seen right now, it's basically running through Python deployment. So we saw how there are two methods to basically do that. There are obviously other methods as well, but I showed you two methods, which I think is easy enough for you to follow along. So hopefully you have learned something out of it, and you will be using this combo, this deadly combo of Ollama plus WebUI, Open WebUI to serve your needs. So until next time, bye bye. Keep learning.